Today on the Game Marks podcast, we throw it back to 1986 when we play pro wrestling for the SEGA Master System. Being the only US pro wrestling game for the Master System, will we play it forever or future endeavor?
You're fired!
Plug in and put on those nostalgia goggles because this week's Game Marks podcast starts now.
And now, the Game Marks!
Welcome to the Game Marks podcast. My name is George Feast.
And I'm the man they call Johnny Clash, and this week we are playing pro wrestling, not for the NES, for the SEGA Master System.
And as always, guys, we love to hear from you, so please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and make sure to subscribe and rate this podcast wherever you choose to listen. And you know when we love when you join in on those conversations on all forms of social media at Game Marks Pod. Mr. Clash.
Hi, George.
Another week, another game. How are you?
And this one is a doozy, but I just gotta say, I'm still reeling. I'm still reeling from Danny Doring last week, Nick Stapp. I think that was our longest episode ever. Definitely our longest Clash at the Feast video ever. I'm so sorry for whoever had to sit through that brutal last person standing match between New Jack and Francine, but listen, it had to be done.
I feel the worst for Nick Stapp.
Especially because you can't even see his face and his reactions in the video because we only have two little screens and he was just the voice of reason, like, make it end.
It was mostly just disappointment. Just imagine Nick Stapp's face, just pure disappointment. And then that's pretty much what he did for the entire thing because he was just like, why did George make this stupid rule but not looking at the moveset? Yeah, I take full responsibility for the downfall of that match. That's definitely, that one's on me.
Yeah, you know what? It's over, and we did it, and this week we're moving on to pro wrestling. But guys, we have a free giveaway going on until November 1st. You could win WWE Steel Cage Challenge, the plug and play, which we've covered in the archives, and we have a few videos on it. So check it out. All you have to do is give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast, whether you just click those stars or leave a comment, we don't care. Screenshot that you did it, send it to us on Twitter at GameMarksPod, and you'll be entered to win.
But hey, can we, I'm going to cut you off for a second, but can we just talk about our good friend over at WCW Worldwide? Just
best friend of the pod.
Always loves jumping in on the conversations, which is awesome.
Correcting us when we need it.
I was just going to say, dropping a little nugget of knowledge here and there. It's awesome. But he is so generous, sent us a lovely little present for our 1-year anniversary. These awesome Sting pins, which I know that you definitely popped huge for. I also love because I have a pin collection right next to my desk, so big fan of that. Added those to the collection.
Just the best. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I messaged him saying thank you, but here we go. Here's a public one. Thank you. We love you. Thank you. But also, I received in the mail our 1-year checklist prints, and oh my goodness, they are gorgeous. I went all out for these. I got a nice matte finish. They're not going to crease easily at all. Trust me when I say these things are thick. So I got my...
2 C's?
What?
Are they thick with 2 C's?
Yes. Now I have them next to me. I also have nice flat cardboard mailers, so they won't get creased in the mail either. So don't worry, but they're still available for a limited time. So head on over to GameMarksPod.com/shop and get yours today. Now, George, there's something else I wanted to touch on today. Now, for the past, I would say 10 years, my family did the Alzheimer's walk locally at the park where we raised money for the Alzheimer's Association. I've dealt with it on both sides of my family, so it's something that, it's recurring. I think a lot of people deal with it. It's something that, it's horrible, but it happens, and there seems to be no way around it at this point. But today, dropping, same link, GameMarksPod.com/shop from our TeePublic store. Head on over. We have a special edition Alzheimer Awareness t-shirt, and all of the proceeds will go towards Alzheimer's Association. So, get yours today and help a good cause.
Absolutely.
Easy for me to
Now,
say.
one more small thing. I give you a lot of credit. You said Alzheimer's like 4 or 5 times there, and you didn't really screw it up. I'm proud.
I think I got tongue-tied like once or twice, but
Hey, I didn't notice. You're very good. Proud of you. One more thing that is going on right now. We have our pod intro contest, where all you have to do is record yourself saying, "And now the game marks."
No. Do it. You got to do it. If you're gonna do it, you got to do it. Come on.
All right. So in the contest, you gotta give us your best Bruce Buffer.
Wake the neighbors.
And you gotta be like, "And now the game marks." Yeah, I won't be doing the intro.
Clearly.
You either say that or you come up with another creative way. You can introduce it like it's the beginning of a match. Get creative.
Yeah.
There's no limits. It's really just, we have that intro now that Dave Sturcio gave us very generously when we started. And now we want to see if you guys want to get a little bit more creative, and we would love to have the voice of the listener be the intro to the pod. So all submissions welcome. You can submit them via email. That is gamemarkspod@gmail.com. And we've already gotten a bunch of awesome submissions.
Yeah, there's some good ones in there.
Already. I popped for a couple of them. It's hard not to talk about them, but we want to make it like a big reveal, and then maybe we'll do like a best of.
Yeah, we'll play them all.
And we'll play them at the end. But oh man, there's some really great ones that are coming in.
All right. With that, what do you say we hit up some gaming news?
Oh, I can't wait. Are you looking to get a better grip on life? How about your video games? Well, VGF Gamers are the largest silicone gaming brand in the USA. They have a variety of different and unique skins for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One controllers and consoles. Check out their products at vgfgamers.com and use code GameMarks to receive 15% off your order at checkout. That's GAMEMARKS at checkout. VGF Gamers. Better grip, better style.
Gotham Knights impressed many in its DC fandom debut, with fans buzzing about the game on social media after Warner Bros. Montreal dropped the first footage and details. One of those details involved its connection to Rocksteady's Arkham games, which Warner Bros. Montreal previously worked in courtesy of their prequel, Arkham Origins. They would later explain that the game is its own entire new universe, and the Arkhamverse would only be continued in Rocksteady's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Last week, Netflix confirmed that it is in fact working on a live-action Resident Evil series. Andrew Dabb from Supernatural serves as the showrunner, while Bronwyn Hughes of The Walking Dead will direct and produce the first 2 episodes, of which there are going to be 8 total. Additionally, Netflix revealed the first plot details of the upcoming show, and it's going to feature 2 different timelines. As of now, this does not currently have an announced release date, so stay tuned for that. Publisher Game Mill Entertainment today announced Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid saga continues. A new video game inspired by the Cobra Kai series is set to release for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch on October 27th. Much like the show, it features Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence 34 years after the tournament prominently featured in the movie franchise. But perhaps best of all, Ralph Macchio and William Zabka both reprised their roles in the video game as well. According to the announcement, players can pick either of the rival dojos to follow through the game, but to unlock the ultimate ending, players must complete it at both sides. So stay tuned for this game coming in October. That's all the gaming news we have today. Check back next week.
All right, Johnny, so first things first. So I got a fun story that relates to the gaming news, but we got to talk about VGF Gamers right now.
Oh,
We got to talk about these grips. They have grips for literally every current gen controller that you could think of. They have it for the PlayStation, for the Xbox. They have it for the Joy-Cons for the Switch, the Pro controllers for the Switch. And they just came out with a couple of like fresh and new designs, and I kind of want to get more. Is that bad?
no, I mean,
Like,
I just bought a new one. These new camo ones are incredible, and it's funny because for my wedding, I gave my brother-in-law a gift for being my best man, whatever. And I gave him like one of those camo PS4 controllers. And ever since, I've like, I'm just really jealous because like it's a really nice controller. They actually have like a very similar grip on here, so I just bought it and I just threw it on my controller, and now I'm not jealous anymore. So,
so I have two for my PlayStation controllers for my PS4 controllers, and then I also have, because I'm super bougie. When we first started the podcast, I actually bought another PS4 controller, and it's the controller that I actually have hooked up to my computer, and it's what I use to play. Like the 2K games, I use it for like when we play through the PlayStation games. Sometimes I use it, I kind of am getting itchy for another skin, even though the one I have is fairly new. But some of these new designs that they came out with got me feeling pretty itchy. I might have to pick one up.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say I play a lot of games, and they're holding up. So better than my Five Below one on my other controller that I'm going to have to replace soon. But, George, the gaming news.
Going back to gaming news, I have a pretty funny story. I actually used to work in the martial arts industry and had
Georgie Kai.
The opportunity. Yes, that's my new show coming to YouTube Red. I actually had the chance to hang out with Billy Zabka for 2 days.
Oh,
he actually came to an event that we had, and I gotta say, he's probably one of the nicest and most down to earth people I've ever met in my entire life. And this was before the Cobra Kai series officially like came out, but they had already like finished shooting. Like we talked about, it was so great. He's such a great guy. So also shout out to Cobra Kai if you haven't watched it. Definitely go and watch it. It's a great series.
So, were you a How I Met Your Mother fan at all?
I watched the first 2 seasons, and then I kind of fell off.
There's actually a whole episode dedicated to how Billy Zabka is the good guy in the series and not the bad guy. It's very funny.
I 100% believe it.
But I started the series with my tattoo artist because I sat for my arm piece for a couple hours, and he just threw it on when it was on YouTube. But I think it's coming to Netflix now, so it's time to actually finish the series because it was pretty good.
Speaking of tattoos, in a couple months, Game Is going to be happening again, and I really hope that we're able to get those Game Marks tattoos this year.
Listen, I'm in. I will get anything tattooed on me for a price. All right, George, you got a question for me this week?
I do. It's time for the question of the week, guys.
Game Marks while you sit there, hopefully as uncomfortable as you possibly can be. I want you to listen to me. I want you to digest this because I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest. I don't hate you, Marks, but the Game Marks podcast have their own pro wrestling tee store. Brace yourself because the Game Marks podcast are now on Pro Wrestling Tees with original designs to let everyone know if you will play it forever or a future endeavor. Head on over to ProWrestlingTees.com/GameMarksPod and get your tees today. Hey Nick Stapp, how you doing?
All right, so the question of the week. The weekly segment, we go back and forth and ask each other a question, and then we like to propose the question to you, our listeners. This week it is my turn, but before that, let's get into John's question from last week, where if you could make any wrestling game, what kind of style would you make? What roster would you pick? And what would the style be? And we got some pretty amazing answers on Twitter. John, do you want to run through some of them?
All right, so first of all, my favorite one was from Will Zabalin, and he said Guitar Hero, but it's just Nick Stapp's rendition of Ahmed Johnson's theme song with some Creed. So I'm all for that.
I also want his Maven theme.
Yeah, I think we should get that in there. But we got an over-the-top cartoon-style beat-em-up. This is from the Elder Spork, with various independent wrestlers making ridiculous special moves like Warhorse summoning heavy metal demons from hell, or Alley Cat actually turning into a giant tiger and mauling enemies. So that's a little WrestleMania arcade-esque, which I think was my answer, because that's something I would like. Elder Spork also wants the Nick Stapp to beat up Trapped, so that would be a funny game.
The Warden 124 says that they would like a Lucha Underground video game, and I am all for that.
How about we get a new season first? Yeah.
Maybe that's the new season. Maybe the new season is just a video game.
All right, a game that plays like WWE Day of Reckoning, has a wide array of creation suite options, and the roster would be original characters with their own styles. Season mode would be like Raw 2s, where you and 3 friends locally or 6 online can play through a multiplayer season. That would be pretty cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. But thank you guys for the answers. There's a ton, so if you want to check them out, head on over to our Twitter page and see the ones we retweeted. But George, this is your turn. It is your question. What do you have for me?
All right, so lately, you and I have been trying to be more active on our Twitch page and streaming more games. I have officially retired from active gameplay of 2K20. I am now at the point where late at night, I will sit down with a glass of whiskey and a beer and just power through and just try to get through as much as I can because
Did you get bullied into this?
Beat the story. No, I want to say that I actually beat the story. Like I've played all the towers and we've played it on Twitch just in versus matches and I've done the showcase mode. I just want to know what the story mode is because I played it or I wanted to play it and it's so bad that it's actually like painful to get through. So now we'll have Georgie 2K at the end of the show and I'll just tell you what's happening in my playthrough and then we'll move on from there. Well, you don't want that? No?
I don't think anyone wants that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, this is why I stopped playing the game. But my question is, if you were going to pick a game that you would want to watch me play through, and I was going to pick a game that I wanted to watch you play through, what would your pick be for me to play? Like, what game do you want to sit down and watch me play?
Well, just because you never played it, I want you to play Gears of War, the first one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'd love to. Mostly selfishly, I just want to watch the story again because it was awesome. But also, like, you just need to play it. It's a third person, so it's a little different. Just like it was just so innovative in the dynamics of how your character moved and the guns and what each gun did and how you store the gun. Everything about it was cool. I would love you to run through that.
Oh, I like that a lot. That's a great answer.
What do you want me to play? Don't say Fall Guys because I'm over it.
No, well, so now the first thing that popped into my head is I kind of want you to play Guitar Hero just because it was brought up. But no, I think I would like, because I know that we're both fans of the series, and I think it would just be good to have a refresher before the new one comes out. I think I'd like to see you play through the Assassin's Creed series.
Oh, all right. I'll definitely need some like energy drinks because that game is boring as hell. But okay, yeah.
But like the maybe we could cut some of them out because there are a lot of them. But like,
there definitely are a lot of them.
I mean, there's a lot of Gears games too. There's a lot of Gears games too. I'm assuming that you said you want me to play through like the Gears series.
I said Gears 1.
Oh, I thought you meant the series.
No, I would want you to play through Gears 1, Gears 2, never play Judgment, and then go to Gears 3, and that's where I drew the line. So. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I think I'd want to see you play Assassin's Creed 2 is the one that I would like to see you play.
Yeah, I never played that one, so that would be fun.
Yeah.
How was the one on the pirate ship? Was that a good game?
Pirate ship one was good. I liked it. The thing that bothered me about that game is that it's not fast travel is a thing in the game, but they don't point it out. So you mainly just think that you have to sail everywhere, and that's like a task. Like it adds so much time to the game that you don't even want to play it anymore.
So it was like the horse in the first one.
Yeah, but
terrible.
At least they made sure that you knew that fast travel was a thing in certain spots.
Hang on, let me go to this other city. Wait, load screen. Oh shit, I accidentally turned around and my horse is going the other way. Oh shit, here's another load screen. Oh, we're going back this way. Wait, but I already went to this place. Wait, we gotta go to the next one. Oh shit, load screen. You know, other game was like that? Mass Effect.
It's never played Mass Effect.
Yeah, it's alright.
Never played Mass Effect, never played Dead Space. Yeah, I never played any of those.
Well, we got plenty of time.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was the question of the week. As always, we would love to hear your answers. Actually, this didn't end up being the point of this question, but hey, let us know what games you would like us to see on Twitch. I know that last time I played, they were saying that some classic game playthroughs were definitely welcome. A lot of people said to play through Fall Guys, which I bought now, so now I can play. You guys can watch me be really bad at getting crowns, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll play some of my nerdy shit, and then you could just bring us back with all the sports games.
There we go. That sounds good dynamic.
All right, John, what do you say? You ready for the hashtag deep dive for this week?
I'm getting a little hot here. Let's dive. Hey guys, Johnny here. While we love talking about video games and wrestling here on the podcast, we wanted to share with you a new offer from our friends at Stitcher. An enormous amount of shows and bonus episodes are available on Stitcher Premium, such as Office Ladies, Comedy Bang Bang, WTF with Mark Aaron, How Did This Get Made, Bitch Sesh, True Crime Garage, Marvel's Wolverine, and plenty more. Right now you could sign up for Stitcher Premium for only $4.99 a month or $34.99 a year using our code GameMarksPodcast. That's all one word. Head on over to Stitcher.com/premium for this amazing deal and a free month. That's Stitcher.com/premium and use code GameMarksPodcast. That's all one word. Game on, Marks.
All right, so Pro Wrestling for the Sega Master System, released July 20th, 1986, published and developed by Sega. Now,
how old were you then, like 10?
What? I wasn't even born.
Oh, okay. Me neither.
I wasn't even born yet.
Sorry.
All right, so this game outside of the U.S. is known as, I'm going to butcher the hell out of this one, Go Kwaku Dome Dump Matsumoto. That's the name of the game. I'm going to try that again.
Try it again. Strike one. Gokuaku Domi Dump Matsumoto, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, let's go by me. Yeah, I'm the good measuring stick here.
Somehow we'll combine those into one passable word. So this game it is primarily focused around tag team matches, which is cool. There are 4 teams that you could pick from, and I mean, usually we don't do it this early, but I feel like it's really like the first thing that you see when you click the game. Do you want to just run through this roster right now?
Yeah, we could run through it.
All right, so you have the Crusher Brothers, which is an older and younger brother. You have the Orient Express, which is Dragonfly and Giant Bull. You have the Mad Soldiers, which is Muscle Soldier and Iron Soldier. And then you have the Great Mask Men, which is Green Mask and Stonehead. Now, some of these wrestlers are very obvious homages to others, while some you may have to rack your brain. So like Great Mask Men, obviously, is 2 luchadors. It's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly who they're supposed to be. The Mad Soldiers are obviously the Legion of Doom.
Yep.
The Crush Brothers look like Stan Hansen and Greg the Hammer Valentine, and then the Orient Express look like Bruiser Brody and
Tito.
Oh yeah, and Tito.
Tito Santana. It could be. You never know.
Yeah, I feel like these were less current or modern at the time tag teams, and more just like popular wrestlers that they put together to make a tag team. So it really could be, could be interpreted as anyone. So one weird thing that took us more time than I would ever care to admit is that in order to play the 2-player mode, you, as the second player, had to hit your start button.
Not even. So Sega is not an A and B here. It's a 1 and a 2 for the Master System. And as the player 2, I had to press 2, and that's what led us to the screen. Now, I think the weirdest part, I guess it's kind of cool. Like, you picked from the left side. I picked from the right side. you can't mix and match. Like, two baby faces and two heels can't fight each other. It physically would not let me move over to choose unless my controller was busted, but I don't think it was.
No, because it was working in the match.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. So this game is actually the only pro wrestling game that was released for the Master System in the United States, which is interesting if you consider, this was released in '86. Wrestling is arguably at an all-time high, depending on, what you're considering to be the highs and lows of wrestling. But
hey, I mean, Hulkamania started 2 years before this, so
yeah, I mean, this is, we're still running wild here, brother.
Also, I want to make it known once again, this is not the pro wrestling for the NES that everybody loves with Starman. This is a completely different entity.
Oh, is it ever?
Is it?
All right, so once you select your team, you go and you fight for 3 different titles based on what region the tag team that you're facing goes against. Now, if you are a face tag team, you can only face the heel counterparts, and that works both ways. So, the Mexican League title, guess where that takes place, John?
Mexico.
Oh, great. The Pacific League title, where do you think that one is?
The Pacific.
It's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, yes.
Hawaii.
Yes, it takes place in Hawaii, and then the world title happens in New York City.
The world, oh.
Yes, the world takes place in the world. You just fight in the core of the earth. Now, each match is a 10-fall matchup, which means that the player has to defeat the opponent in 10 rounds before winning the title.
That sounds repetitive as all hell.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we did a couple of matches, and I can't imagine having to sit through 10 of
so,
them.
Here's the thing. When we played, it was a little bit more, obviously competitive, because we're two humans playing. But playing against the computer, I literally kicked them twice and pinned them, and they were done. So I want to think it goes a little quicker. But even when we played, if one of our health was low, we would just go tag in our partner, and they would have full health. And while you're on the apron, you just regenerate health, so it takes a lot longer.
Yeah, and the one thing that jumps out to me was how fast paced our game was for such an old game. Like, I was not expecting a wrestling game from 1986 to be as fast paced as this one was, but
yeah, you run like a maniac.
Oh my god, you're like a bullet.
And it starts from your entrance. You both come down from 2 different sides, it's like the impact zone, both coming down. You have a really weird SpongeBob little minnow-looking crowd, or whatever they're called, with their mouths just open, they don't move. You hop over the rope, you could zip around the ring like a maniac and just hit some drop kicks and stuff. Alright, but let's talk about the moves you have here, because from a standing position you could do punches and kicks. I think my favorite part was every move you do, it pops up on the screen with like a little text box of what the move is, and some of them are named really funny.
Yeah, that was kind of great.
Like big swing, you got a shoulder, which is clearly a back body drop, stuff like that. Body, what was it? Body attack?
Body
just
attack,
like a clothesline. Yes. Pretty good looking like neck breakers and lariats, though, I must say.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Once the opponent's on the ground, you have the option to perform a grappling move, or whipping the opponent into the ropes, or going for a pin. So I think our favorite thing to do is just pick each other up and just whip us into the ropes and hit like a parallel to the ground flying drop kick or lariat.
Yes. 100%.
Now, this game only has 2 buttons. It was pretty much, we button mashed the hell out of it, but apparently you can also do submission moves like a Boston Crab, or you could do like a German suplex. We didn't see any of that, but it might have also been the characters we were. But here's one part we didn't realize until we were actually playing. Only 2 teams, which are the heel teams, could only pick up the chair and use it in the match. If the babyface team goes towards the chair, it just disappears, so you're kind of just canceling it out so they can't use it.
Yeah. I will say this though, the back body drops, you launch like good 10, 15 feet in the air.
Yeah.
They looked mean. Some of these moves look actually kind of good.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad for a 1986 Sega Master System game.
Yeah. Kind of mad that you stole so many chairs from me, but
yeah, it's all right. But I will say it is a pretty game. It's nice and bright, but nice and colorful. A lot of the Nintendo games back then in the 80s were a little muted and the colors were limited. This one seemed to have like a full color range, especially the masked wrestlers. They looked really cool. They looked like Nacho Libre-ish or like do you remember that show Mucha Lucha on Fox? It was like a cartoon with the wrestlers.
Yeah, there's a game that we're playing this year that's a Mucha Lucha game.
Ooh, yes, and that's like the original Ricochet.
Yes.
But yeah, they kind of looked like they were from that.
All right. Well, what do you say we jump into talking about this artwork? Because I think this may be one of the weirder ones that we'll ever talk about.
Weirder is definitely a word I'd use. Simpler, minimalistic. Every Master System cartridge, Mega cartridge, they all look the same. They just kind of, I guess they mocked it up on graph paper and they just rolled with it on every single box art.
I literally just like the look of this graph paper. Let's just keep going with that.
Yeah. It literally just says Pro Wrestling, the Mega cartridge, but then it has like a cartoon of a big jacked man with a head and a headlock, but it's his head because he doesn't have a head. It's just super weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with this.
I wonder why the Master System was not really one of the bigger recognized consoles. It's weird.
Now, on the back, though, old reliable classic here. 2 screenshots of the game, and kind of gives you a good idea of what you're getting into. There, I can't really recall how big the boxes for the Master cartridge or the Master System cartridges were, but I feel like the screenshots are way smaller than they should be, and the text on the back is way too big. This is just me nitpicking as a designer, but yeah. So on the back it says Pro Wrestling. It's the video match of the year, a no-hold-barred battle between you and a friend or some of the biggest bruisers this side of Madison Square Garden with no TM. So I'm not really sure how that works. So yeah. Just try to pin the Iron Soldier or wiggle away from the Giant Bull or just survive the cruel Crusher Brothers. Body slam, dropkick, pile drive. You'll even have the notorious German suplex hold.
Which is actually the screenshot above. It looks like just a bridging.
That's not a question mark. I'm just saying that that's a hold.
It looks like just a bridging German suplex that's just held. So I guess it was a Japan thing back then. I don't know.
You'll even have the notorious German suplex hold at your command. Go for the title. Mexican League, Pacific League, or World League. Whatever you do, play rough, play to win. And then on the bottom, it says, now there are no limits.
Except on your box art.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. So I feel like there are things here on this back cover that I wouldn't do myself as a designer, but...
Well,
I mean,
1986, they were probably literally cutting these pieces and putting them on there. So,
yeah.
Who are we to say?
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Japanese version for a second. So, as we said before, it's called Gokuaku Domi Dump Matsumoto, and it's named after female professional wrestler Dump Matsumoto and her stable, the Gokuaku Domi. The two teams represent... I'm just going to have to keep saying this. The two teams represent Gokuaku Domi. I'm butchering that. One consists of...
No, because it's Gokuaku, and then I think it's actually Dome.
Dome. The two teams represent Gokuaku Dome, Marissa Tomei. One consists of Matsumoto and Bull Nakano, and the other one has Condor Saito and Mas Yu. Two other teams represent the faction Fresh Gals, which Team 1 are Dump's rivals, the Crush Gals, who are Lioness Asuka and Chigusa Nagoya, And Team 2 are the Jumping Bomb Angels. So kind of cool. There's some recognizable names in the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Despite featuring female wrestlers exclusively, the gameplay is almost identical to the one we played today. And instead of a chill
stare.
Instead of a steel chair, there are a variety of weapons to use, such as a ring bell, and some of the graphics and music are just a little bit different. And there's actually a hidden fourth match against an extraterrestrial tag team, which is accessible via a cheat code.
Well, I think I'm going to have to challenge you to a stables, tattles, and stairs. Or I can't even do it. You screwed that up so bad.
Oh, yeah, I screwed it up so bad.
Stables, tatters, and stairs.
Oh, my. But it's time. Why don't we hit them with some Did You Know?
Did you know, in Japan, pro wrestling is the counterpart to the Sega arcade title Dump Matsumoto, which was known as Body Slam in the United States. This version featured the same characters as the Master System game and allowed players to form custom duos composed of 2 members from each faction.
Did you know, to challenge those said alien champions, you press any direction 25 times at the game over screen to unlock them?
Did you know that, for the completionists out there, a new version of pro wrestling for the Sega Master System can be found for $35, while the loose game goes only for $7. I feel like sometimes these game prices just make me sad.
Yeah, game prices get a little funky, as we saw with like Def Jam Fight for New York and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of beat it and sell it and get a new game. I don't keep games. I know you like to at least save like games that we play here on the podcast and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still building that video game collection. I have my, it's not picture worthy yet, but still working on my what I'm now referring to very lovingly as my podcast battle station, where I have my multi-monitor / TV setup with all my controllers, my consoles hooked up to it, and hopefully sometime soon I'll be able to share a photo.
All right, I'm ready to see. But are you feeling a little, you feeling okay today? I know I returned to the gym this week, so I'm a little sore, so I could use some R&R.
All right, yeah, let's do it. Let's get some ratings and reviews going.
Do you want to hear your voice echoing through the Game Marks arena every week during the intro to this show? Do you want to be the voice of the Game Marks podcast? Now is your chance. Get your best ring announcer voice and record your own voice clip saying, "And now, the Game Marks." And send to GameMarksPod@gmail.com for your chance to be in our new intro. Game on, Marks.
So All Game gives this game a 4 out of 5 stars. Computer and Video Games gives this a 46% out of 100. Sega Pro gives it an 81% out of 100. And the Sega Magazine gives it a 76% out of 100. Now, Computer and Video Game, in its complete guide to Sega, criticizes the game's graphics and sound and calls the control scheme awkward. All Game offered a positive review, complimenting its visual style and calling the graphics bright and cartoonish. I agree with that. That's exactly the best way to describe how this looks. Now,
yeah, there was a great lightness about this.
Now, also, reviewer Jonathan Sutyak said that while the game got repetitive after a while and was not much of a challenge, it had a good variety of moves and was fun. I really wish we saw those good variety of moves because we were just... Maybe in single player it's a little easier, but we were just trying to one-up each other.
Moves for 1986.
Yeah, we were just trying to one-up each other with like punches and kicks. I don't know. But do you want to talk about our epic encounter at Clash at the Feast?
Let's do it, John. I can't wait. All right, so Clash at the Feast. Maybe one of the more fast-paced matches that we've had, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that still took a while.
mainly because this game is just insanely fast once you start running. Everything else about the game moves very slowly. Punches kind of happen kind of slow. But running, oh boy. I was the Mad Soldiers, and you played as the Crush Brothers. And we had a decent back and forth. It took us a little bit to notice the fact that once you tag in, you begin to regain health. After several big back body drops and several body attacks and punches and kicks, and I only know exactly what we did because the game needed to announce it to us every time we did something. I was able to kind of sneak in there and pull this one out. Yeah, that means your winner for this week and the month of August is your reigning, defending...
Am I going to have to hear this every time?
Clash at the Feast champion, Mr. Play It Forever himself, George Feast. Play my music.
Yeah. You know what? It was only 2-1 this month. We could have, if it was a real month, we could have had a tiebreaker. September, I'm coming back again, like I said.
Now I was told on Twitch that there may have been some people who were interested in knowing what the name of my band was. So the name of my band. Nope. I was asked by a couple of people during the last Twitch stream that I did a bad job promoting my own band, and I honestly didn't even think about it because I figured that we're here to do this podcast and I'm not just going to shell out a cheap plug for my own band. But for those interested, the name of the band is Whiskey Hotel.
Sierra Hotel,
Spotify.
India, Arco, Lima, Delta, the Shield.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's that phonetic alphabet, but it's not because of that. So yeah, we were on Spotify, we're on Pandora, we're on... All right. And...
Okay.
Yeah, I knew you weren't done. All right. So with that, I think it's time to... I don't know, John. What do you think? You think it's time?
It's time.
All right, it's time to rate the game.
The game!
All right, Johnny Clash, Pro Wrestling for the Sega Master System. Will you play it forever or future endeavor?
You're fired!
I wish this game had a little more to it, a little more legs. I wish there was like a one-on-one rather than the whole game be tag team matches, because personally in video games, I absolutely hate tag team matches. Yeah, I'm going to future endeavor this.
You're fired!
What about you, Georgie?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. The gameplay is fun. I enjoyed it. I thought there was something like kind of like unique and interesting and charming about it. Like it's like a fun little, pick it up, play with your friends. Like if I had this game as a kid, I could see me and my friends like pouring hours into this game. Like it was that kind of game. But like you said, there's just not enough substance to it, unfortunately. So I'm also gonna have to future endeavor this game.
You're fired!
All right, so that's a double fuge. Another double fuge in the books. All right, so usually we would do some Johnny Fire Pro or talk about what we've been playing, but as you all saw this week, George went live, Johnny went live. I've been playing some UFC 4. Again, guys, if you want us to play something, let us know, and we will do it. We're just gonna go balls out on Twitch now, and we're just gonna, when we can go live, we're gonna go live.
We're not actually gonna be going balls out
Well,
on Twitch. That's
just chatting. Yeah, so I played UFC 4 last week. I think we had a few of our listeners in there. A few of my friends came to join. I thought it would be cool to make a new character and run through like the start of it with people, but it actually, after I thought about it, was actually kind of boring to watch someone just build a character from the ground up. And I just switched over to my lightweight, who just moved down to welterweight to face Jorge Masvidal. And I thought it would be more fun to get like the name fights in. So I think towards the end of it, it got a little tiring watching me try to beat Khabib for 3 times because he just kept dominating me. But we did it, guys. We beat Khabib.
I'm proud of you.
But
Very proud of you.
I'll pop in and out here and then, play some more UFC, maybe play some online. And yeah, George, what do you got for me? What are we playing? What are we playing next week?
All right. Well, next week on the podcast.
Uh-oh.
All right, so John, we're gonna go back to an old favorite here. We are going back to the Ultimate Muscle series of games.
Ooh.
When next week we play Galactic Wrestling for the PlayStation 2.
I like it. That was a game we liked. So
Yeah, so we last year we played Ultimate Muscle for the GameCube, and now we're going over to the PlayStation 2 with Galactic Wrestling.
all right, I'm in. I like it.
All right, you think it's time to put a bow on it?
Take it home.
All
Take it to
right.
the bridge.
What's the DJ from the Biscuit?
John Otto.
John
Take
Nato!
it to the Matthews Bridge.
Matthews Bridge. Oh, God, yes. Thank you for being there with me and doing that. All right, well, that's going to do it for us this week on the Game Marks Podcast. Please check out our Pro Wrestling Tees store at prowrestlingtees.com/GameMarksPod. It is currently the best way besides listening to support the podcast, and be sure to follow us on all forms of social media at Game Marks Pod. Leave us a review and a rating on Apple Podcasts, and subscribe wherever great podcasts can be found. Thanks for hanging out with us this week. Don't forget to get your exclusive swag. Come hang out with us on Twitch. And Johnny Boy, say goodbye.
Ban it. Good night. Game over, Marks.
Game Marks Podcast, put them on the radar. Playing rare games, Sega Saturn, no Game Shark. Johnny and George work hard and they play hard. Future endeavor games and put them in the graveyard. From the deep dive to the clash at the feast. How can I get more? That's question of the week. Follow on Twitch, there's nothing that they won't play. Game Marks Podcast every single Monday.